Good afternoon. Today, I want to take some time to provide the public with important information regarding Bermuda's public schools. Over the past 2 weeks, there have been concerns about the state of our school facilities, the health and safety of our students and staff, and questions about what we as a ministry and department are doing to address these issues. It is important for me that I take this opportunity to outline the steps that we are taking, not only to ensure that our schools are safe, but to reassure parents, students, staff, and the public that we are doing all that is necessary to map out a successful plan for public education in Bermuda. I want to start with the most recent opportunity for immediate action within the department and ministry, Clearwater Middle School. The Clearwater Middle School asbestos abatement and the state of our school facilities is critically important to us. Teachers will return to school next week on September 3rd and students on September 10th. And with this in mind, it's important that we provide an update. Last week, I provided an update to the public in regards to the work that was being carried out at Clearwater Middle School to remove and abate asbestos that was found at the facility. This update came after a video of the abatement works being done within the school was made public. AC Management and Bermuda Water Consultants were called to conduct abatement works and collect air samples in various parts of the school. After these works were carried out, samples were sent to an overseas lab for further testing. Once the overseas lab determined that the samples submitted were free of asbestos, the results were submitted to the Department of Health, who issued a health certificate of completion, the final step in any asbestos abatement project that is put on in Bermuda. Further abatement was needed because after the original abatement work was carried out, damaged some floor tiles. This work is now currently underway. Currently, Mr. Titus Gordon, Government Health and Safety Officer, is producing a FAQ fact sheet about asbestos. That will be handed out to all relevant stakeholders prior to the opening of school. Under any circumstances, finding asbestos in any school is an issue that would be quickly addressed and dealt with by the Ministry of Public Works and third-party licensed contractors. However, in keeping with my promise to be transparent and open on my communication with relevant stakeholders, I deemed it critical to provide this update. Moving forward, the department pledges to work with key stakeholders from each school, including parents, students, and staff, to address questions and concerns, and to provide outline of the schedule of works being done, and also to further provide information on an individual school basis. Our approach is simple. We will focus our efforts on where they are needed and communicate with those that are affected as soon as practicable. This morning, the ministry and department received a report on the readiness of schools. I am pleased to report that the majority of public schools will be ready to receive teachers and staff on September 3rd and students on September 10th. We are awaiting the update on the readiness of the remaining schools, and that report should be submitted later today. I will now move on to providing an update on this government's plans to reform our education system and phase out middle schools. Over many years, and presently, there has been a lot of discussion and concern about the state of our facilities, the quality of public education, and the decline in enrollment. These realities have been some of the key indicators in reaffirming the importance of this government's executing our promise to restructure our school system, including phasing out middle schools and introducing signature schools. The restructuring of the Bermuda public school system, phasing out middle schools, and introducing signature schools remains consistent with Plan 2022, a plan that was compiled directly from public feedback, which determines the direction of public education in Bermuda. The discussion around phasing out middle schools has already commenced. We know that this work requires thought, research, ongoing engagement with stakeholders, and sensitivity to the needs of our children and our families. We also need to respect our internal stakeholders whose experience and expertise is critical and which will guide the way forward. This is why this morning, before holding this press conference, we notified all of our key stakeholders, including parents, teachers, Department of Education staff, the Board of Education, the BPSU, the BIU, and the BUT of our plans and intentions. We have referenced past reports on public education in Bermuda, carried out reviews of past processes, including how the community was involved in the development of Plan 2022. The engagement of the staff and parents and other government ministries for their knowledge and insight. Feedback has also been gathered directly from critical stakeholders and members of the public. This feedback is an essential piece of the puzzle moving towards the future development and delivery of government's commitment to remake public education. To carry out this work in a way that is meaningful for our children means not only restructuring our school system with the phasing out of middle schools, but also redesigning and rebuilding existing schools and designing new signature schools. As we continue to take steps forward to transform the Bermuda public school system, the Ministry of Education will issue a request for proposal or an RFP seeking proposals from local and overseas organizations to plan, manage, and execute the school redesign process. Issuing an RFP will provide us with the benefit of using an effective, existing, structured school redesign process that can be tailored to the needs of the Bermuda public school system. This will allow the officers within the Department of Education to continue to focus on the day-to-day work of the public school education system. I encourage the public to review the RFP, which will be available online under the Office of Project Management and Procurement, or OPMP section of gov.bm. You'll see our sincere intention to be collaborative by giving you the opportunity to help government and the Department of Education to transform public education in Bermuda. I thank all of the critical players for their diligent contributions towards executing what I have outlined here today. However, much work remains ahead. I am encouraged by the path we are on to transform Bermuda schools and the Bermuda public education system. I invite all members of the public to participate in the transformational process when called upon, and thank the public for their patience and commitment to our children and their future. Thank you.
Could you tell me when exactly this RFP process will begin, when the documents go online?
The documents were scheduled to be online today. They're just in the hand. Right now they should be in the hands of OPMP, and they will be posting them on their website.
And when does government expect responses?
We expect responses by the end of September.
All right. Now, no, last week you said that further test results were being sent off regarding Clearwater Middle School and asbestos. Have those results been returned yet?
All the results that have been sent off to be examined have been returned for Clearwater Middle School, and as I mentioned in the report, it was discovered that some of the abatement work that was taking place had damaged some tiles, and so there is more abatement work that needs to be done in the area that was examined that was damaged. All of the reports that were sent overseas have come back negative, and the Department of Health was ready to issue certificates for them.
Yeah. Now, of course, last week you also said that as while the test results are still away, that you were confident the school would be clear. Are you concerned now that you may have spoken too soon when you said that, while the test results were still?
We have had a conversation with the Department of Health, and the Department of Health has agreed to, they've examined what's going on at Clearwater, and they are in the process of determining, because of this new thing that has popped up, they're in the process of determining whether the school can be occupied while these works are taking place. And we expect to hear from them. Actually, we're supposed to hear from them today on that.
Yeah. And you also said that a few of the schools, they've not received their letters ready to be opened come September. You said those results should be in later today. Are you confident that those results will be positive, that the schools will be
the
ready?
results that we're waiting for is indication that the schools have been cleaned and set up properly for the teachers. We just haven't, we got the majority of them, and as a matter of fact, it was all but 2 schools that we got feedback from the people that are doing the works in them, including the custodians, that they will be set up and ready for Monday. We were just waiting to hear back from the other ones.